Well, hey, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let's talk about it. All right, so we pick up where we were last week, okay? Amara and her mom are pretty much getting into it because Amara wants to stay in Dominican Republic with her boo Allen, okay? Her mama is like, no, your lifestyle, your life, everything that's about Amara is back home in Miami. And I feel like if you stay in Dominican Republic, then girl, you're going to regret this decision. She doesn't want her to move and relocate and stay down in the DR for him. All right. And I also think her mama is accustomed to a particular lifestyle as well with her daughter. So she wants her to come on back home. All right. Now, in addition to that, we see Amara pretty much get upset with her mom and tell her, I'm sorry that you didn't raise me to be who you wanted me to be or whatever it was. She storms off. Alan storms off with her, leaving the mom sitting at the table by herself. OK. Now, Amara says that people are telling her that, you know, you would move here for him and relocate for him and all this other stuff, but would he do it for you? So she asked him, would you do it for me? He said, I'll do anything for you. And I'm like, we'll believe it when we see it. I can't say that he's lying, but I don't know if I really believe him, okay? Because I feel like he would be a little bit more understanding to you having to go back home right now anyway, considering the fact that y'all only been talking to each other for like 8 months. But, you know, that's just me, all right? So then her mom comes out there and she lets him know, like, listen, can I talk to my daughter in private, please? Thank you. So, of course, he walks off. And they end up having a conversation. Amara talks to her mom saying that she just wants to be happy or whatever, like she loves him, she wants to be happy. Y'all know what that whole moment made me think when she said, but they love him and they just want to be happy, mom, or whatever. It made me think about Selena when she got into it with her dad on the bus or whatever like that, because she loved, what's his name, Chris or whatever like that. She loved her husband and her dad didn't want her to be with him or whatever like that. Like that whole little, the way she was talking and how she sounded made me think about Selena. Yeah, so that's that. Her mom tells her that she wants her to be happy. Like, I want that for you. I want you to be happy, but I also want you to be focused on your brand, which is music. Okay, that's your money maker. Like, I want you to still be able to go out and fulfill those dreams instead of relocating and changing your entire life for some man. And I kind of I see where her mama is coming from, because if you'll change that, what else will you start changing about yourself? But Amara is at this place where she's just confused. She's not sure what it is she wants to do and whether or not she really want to do music anymore. Okay, she's sitting back watching her whole life pass her by. Is that something she wants to do? She also opens up about, because I noticed this season she was way smaller this season than she was last season, and she opens up about how she tries so much to fit within the beauty standard of society, right? Which has caused her to be bulimic, you know, for quite some time, and she still kind of battles with that, I believe, to this day. So yeah, so she has a lot of that going on. She also just tells her mom, listen, I'm tired of living for you. I'm tired of pleasing you. I want to be able to live my life for me at some point. So I also understand that struggle too, because I do feel like at times her mom does rely on her a whole lot. Like when we first got introduced to Amara and her mom, it was always, can my mom come? Okay, my mom's going to be with me. Like she literally brought her mom everywhere as her tag along. And then now we're seeing her transitioning. This man is giving her sweet nothing. Okay, showing her how to flip real estate, putting her up on game and stuff. She's seeing the possibilities of a future. Now she's trying, she wants more. And I can't necessarily blame her. You know, I feel like he may not be the right guy, but if it's not going to be him, then who? Because it's going to be somebody else at some point, and her mama's going to have to be able to like ease back. Okay, you're gonna have to find Amara. You need to be finding a man to hook your mama up with for the moment, while so she could be distracted while you go over here and do what you want to do with your man over there. Okay, so that may be the first order of business when you get back to Miami. Find a man for your mama. All right, so yeah, so that's that. I just wish her mom would give her a little space, but I also think and wish that Amara would kind of like take heed to some of the things that her mom is saying. That she may be moving too quick, but we shall see. But we're introduced to someone else, this Haitian artist by the name of Florence. Florence is a wife, okay, an artist. Like I said, she's a Haitian artist. She's a wife. She's a mother of 3. So Miss Florence, girl, she got it going on. She got a restaurant or whatnot. She's working on a beauty bar. We'll get into that later. Actually, I can go and wrap that up now. So she has this beauty bar that she has individuals working on, but it's 2 weeks out. This beauty bar is 2 weeks out from being completed. And I'm looking like, girl, it ain't looking too good, but maybe it could get done soon. I don't know, but it ain't looking too good right now. They're gonna have to like really, they're gonna have to be working around the clock to get this done because it's like a national Haitian day. So that's the day that she's trying to open up the beauty bar. So she can't change the date at all. Now she may be able to adjust the time, but she ain't gonna be able to adjust that date. So they have to get everything done by a certain time. So that's something that she's working on. So mama out here trying to be an entrepreneur, not trying, but she's out here being an entrepreneur. Okay. Now, going back to her and her marriage, she's been married for about 13 years. She kind of told the story though to her kids. I guess her husband saw her out or whatnot and told her he lost his phone. He's trying to find it. He used her phone to call his phone. Whole time the phone was in his pocket. Okay, so that right there let you know that he was kind of like a good liar. He got some good game on him, girl. Okay, and so from that moment they have been, in contact ever since. Okay, so that was his way of sweeping her right on up. They get to the restaurant. This is a restaurant that is like a Haitian and Caribbean restaurant. But it got like the little outside area so you can kick back and listen to the music and stuff because I believe she also performs at her own restaurant. But when there are no bartenders or not enough, she has to get behind the bar and actually serve the kids as well. So she has to play that role. Her husband ends up coming up, showing up. She's talking to him about why we don't have enough bartenders. He said he's working on that. Everything is good. She says that he's a great husband. She says that he's a great father. I said, okay. All right, looks like you got you a good one. Okay, he's out here handling business. They're doing things together. Okay, great, all's well. She goes over to greet this woman that happens to be her sister. I did not catch her name, but this girl here happens to be her sister. So they're over there chit-chatting. They decide to go over to the bar, to chit-chat some more. So while they're over there at the bar, they see that Florence's husband is having a conversation with another woman standing next to her sister. So Florence is like, what you doing? Okay. And he was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We just talking or whatever. Like, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? We just talking. She own a bartending company. And she was like, oh, okay, so you do bartender. Oh, okay, then fine, all right. Because it did sound like he said he was about to follow her on social media. So I guess she heard it and she was like, you about to what? So then he ends up walking off. And so the sister started to question the girl next to her. And the girl was like, oh, no, it ain't no exchanging numbers over here or anything like that. Like, I own a bartending company. Like, we're good here. So, yeah, we'll see, child. Do you own a bartending company, girl? We'll see, honey. That's what she told the girls. But let's move on. Let's get to Noriega and his wife, okay? Noriega hosted like a party or whatnot, and Ray J and Prinky showed up. I liked this a bit, I have to say. I feel like Miami is definitely giving us more than what ATO was giving us the first 10 damn episodes of however far along we are in this show. So I definitely feel like they're giving so far. I was glad to see Ray J and Prinky because Ray J is good TV, whether we like him or not, child. Ray J is good TV. Ray J is funny. And I said, okay, this is going to be a bit entertaining. So he pops up. He says that he's always going to be Hollywood. So when he said that, I said, you must mean love and hip hop Hollywood because I know you're not changing franchises and coming to Miami. Okay, we know that's not it. But he said he's always going to be Hollywood. But then he also goes on to say that he's working on Raycon, his global company or whatnot. So he's working on re-strategizing that. And he's trying to do it down in Miami. So he brings Prinky with him. And I'm like, okay. So it seems like the couple's retreat actually worked out with you guys. It seems like things are getting a bit better. Ray J and Prinky are both. So Prinky is talking to Noriega's wife, Nori. And then we had, or Neri, I think it's Neri, Nori and Miri. So she's talking to Neri. Then you have Ray J talking to Nori. They're both talking about the divorce and how the divorce was on the table. Ray J said it's off the table at this time. He thinks that things may have changed for them when he turned 40. He said because when he turned 40, he realized I ain't trying to be out here partying and doing all that extra stuff. And I'm like, I just want to chill with my wife. I just want to be at home and chill. And I feel you on it. Everybody ain't got time to be out here acting like they still young, like they a thug and stuff like that, and shooting and doing all this extra stuff and running up behind them. Ain't nobody got time for this. Okay, so I mean, I was happy to hear that you got 2 kids at the house. You got a wife that's not bad looking at all. Sir, go home and be with your wife. So when he turned 40, things changed, and obviously the divorce came off the table. And I'm sure the couples retreat may have helped a bit in him reflecting and looking back and seeing how stupid he looked on TV. That probably changed some things for him as well. Okay. So Ray J mentions that he wants more married friends instead of some of these single friends that he got. And then Nori started doing the most, which was so awkward to me. Oh, you want me to be a married friend? 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 Like, it was just so weird. And he said, yeah, I'll be that married friend. So confused. He was like, I still smoke and drink every night. I still smoke and drink every night, but I go home though. What? I believe Noriega. I do believe that he goes home. And I do believe that he smokes and drinks every night. And it's not cute. I feel like, Nori, you need to be out here trying to learn how to drive for your wife so that you'll be able to get these kids to and from school. And see, that's why he's feeling away, because he's gotten accustomed to a certain type of lifestyle. And now his wife going to be out here running her juice bar, and it's going to require more time and stuff. And he's going to have to step outside of that space that she made him feel comfortable in. He's going to have to show up as a husband to her and a father to them children. Okay, you better go. Listen, you better not have them kids talking in no damn Uber to get home. You better go out there and get that driver's license, learn how to drive. I don't care nothing about Noriega talking about, so I know how to drive, I just ain't got my license. No, if you know how to drive, and you ain't got your license, you would have went and got your license, baby, if you know how to drive. Okay, so for you to say, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I feel like you haven't driven in such a long time that if you knew how to drive, you lost it. So go and figure out how to drive, reacclimate yourself to driving or whatever, and go and help that lady out while you out here trying to smoke and drink every single night and then go to the house. No, sir. I couldn't take it, and now I'm learning more about what Drink Champs is all about, because he enjoys drinking so much. And I never personally understood what people get out of that all the time. Like, I'm cool with my glass of wine, like here or there, but all of that, like, I started drinking very late in my 20s and wrapped it up sooner than that, child, because it's just not that. I don't like tasting my alcohol at all. So if I had anything, it would have to be a fruity, sweet drink. So for people to just be able to down it, I honestly don't understand it. I don't think I ever want to understand it, but I'll take my wine and sip. Give me about 3 glasses and I'm straight. That's it. I don't need anything else. But let's go ahead and move on. Ace and Shelah. So he's downstairs boxing while she's upstairs trying to meditate. And you already know she already pressed. If she's trying to meditate and you interrupting her meditation by over there punching and stuff, she already a bit aggravated. But we learned that the aggravation really stemmed from her having anxiety in the wee hours of the morning. So he comes up to check on her and ask her how she doing. She's like, oh, you want to ask me how I'm doing now? Don't do that. You should have asked me last night when I was going through one of my moments. Why you ain't console me and check on me then? And he had to let her know, like, I don't know how to handle that. I don't know what to do because I've never experienced that. That's never been in my world. And that was so real that he told her, because a lot of people go through that where they don't know how to respond to a person that's having anxiety sometimes. And some people don't even understand when a person is being going through depression. When a person gets quiet and they get to themselves, you be thinking that, not you, but like some people be thinking that it's about them, and it's not even about them. Consider the fact that this person is actually going through something right now, which is probably why they're isolating themselves or whatever. But for him, when it comes to her anxiety, like he never knew how to deal with that. And it's sad too, because it's like he probably at times in his life has dealt with anxiety and didn't know that that's what it was he was dealing with. Because so often when he was a child, he was being told to shut up. You better not cry. And I feel like a lot of Black parents have said that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Black parents have said that. And that's something I've tried not to do with my child. When he was like real young, that's something I definitely did. And then I just stopped doing it. Like, I don't want him to be a child that just grows up and he's not, he's sheltering everything. He's holding it. I want him to be able to get it out and cry if that's how you feel in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people have been raised like that, which probably contributed to them being emotionally unavailable, just like what he said, or emotionally unstable or whatever, because they don't know how to deal with all of that, because they were, for so long, they were told to just like push it down or whatever, right? So all in all, that's what she's been going through. So they kind of try to have a talk about that. He recognizes that he could do better in that department, because at first he was like, is this something that she can handle on her own, or is this something that I have to partake in? And that kind of offended her to make it seem as though like that's a her issue that ain't got nothing to do with me. At the end of the day, if you say you care about me, then check on me, be concerned about me. At the end of the day, whether it's a my issue or it's not, if you love me, you care about me, then do that. Okay, follow up with me, see how I'm doing or whatever. But they were able to kind of like talk through it. It seems like they were. He asked her how she was feeling about the conversation that she had with his mom. She said that it was anxiety provoking. Interesting. She said that his mom felt as though she was trying to take him from her. And that was never the case. So basically, they just have a lot of misunderstandings. And I think at different times, both of them probably were willing to not even understand because they already had the idea in their head of what they think it is. So they weren't willing to understand. Hence the fact that Shelah wouldn't even answer the phone for the lady. Meanwhile, she got this whole thing. His mom got this whole idea in her head about who she thinks this girl is, and she's willing to hold on to that and not let that go. So I think they both could have had, fault in how their relationship went. And again, with him, he probably didn't help that. He didn't want to be in the middle of that because he doesn't know how to manage that when it comes to other individuals' emotions, right? What else did I want to say? I think that could have been it about Shelah and Ace Hood. Was that it? I feel like, was that it? Let me see. Oh no, she just wanted to link up with her mom. That was something else she wanted, because her mom wasn't able to make it to the Mother's Day brunch, so she wanted to link up with her mom. And I was wondering whether or not her mom was white. I was like, is her mom not black? Something about that made me wonder. I think because when they were at the table and I saw her dad with this white woman, I was like, is that her mama? And then I had to rewind and I said, okay, that's her stepmama. Then I was like, I wonder if her mom's white. But I honestly don't think her mom is white. After looking at her mom, I feel like her mom may be, I'm going to say Mexican, Hispanic, something like that. I don't know if they're the same or not. But I think that's where her mom is. And I'm just reflecting on the photos that they showed from her past, because her mama looks like a woman of color. Not so much as a white woman, but she looks like a woman of color. So I'm like, I don't think, she just said that her dad is black and her mom is not, but she didn't say where her mom was. I don't think that her mom is a white woman, which I'll leave y'all thoughts in comments below. But before we get to Shelah and her mom, let's talk about Nori and Miri. So they had to go to Princess and Ray J's, I guess the house that they're staying at for the time being. And Nori says that he's looking forward to day drinking. And I was just like, this show love to drink. What is this about? And then it clicked like Drink Champs. Okay, boom. Now I see why he got the podcast called Drink Champs, because that's what he loves to do. I'll never understand it, people. But for those of you that do and love to drink all the time, every day, y'all let me know y'all thoughts about that. Like, what drives you? Like, what's exciting about it? Because I honestly don't know. Okay, so they ended up cooking for the ladies while the ladies are off talking about business. Y'all know Nori has her juice bar that she's trying to get up and running, get things together. She's paying rent on it and it has yet to open. She feels like she's not getting the support from her husband because there's no movement yet. And that could be true, but you also ain't getting no support from your husband because it's going to force him to have to come off his ass and do his part and show up within this marriage, okay? In other ways, not saying he hasn't, but in other ways that he has not shown up for you in this marriage, okay? What else did we learn? We learned that Miss Prinky was trying to work on opening up a nail shop from the ground up. Did not know this at all. Did not know this is something she was trying to do. She was working on it for 2 years. So I'm wondering if last year was one of those years when the virus hit. She said, can you imagine paying $5,000 a month? She said she spent $100,000 trying to get this thing off the ground. Then she said she was paying $5,000 a month for a location and it never opened. Baby, that person was getting some good money. I'm like, girl, you should have just painted the walls and opened it up like it was a damn event space. Hello, to get some money back or something. Okay, y'all can have some social distancing events. Girl, I would have improvised real quick if I couldn't open up no nail shop, girl. Okay. Goodness gracious, 5 racks, you got me up, okay? But there's that, honey. Let's go ahead and move on, honey. Amara and her mama. Okay, so what did she say? She said her mom is pretty much telling her everything that she went through when she lived in the DR. Okay, she had to live through a lot of not so great things, like gunshots, being poor, not having no money. It was just a lot of stuff, and it wasn't a great experience for her. She left the DR when she was 17. And after having that conversation, it kind of makes Amara think a little bit about what it is that she wants to do. So she ends up going back, having a conversation with Alan and letting him know, like, listen, I think I'm gonna go back to Miami, but I'll be back. But he treated it as though she was never gonna come back, making her feel a way about wanting to leave him. So what else she said? She said she wants to leave to make sure that her mom is straight, and if her mom's good, she'll be back. So he starts being all condescending and stuff and telling her that she could just go. And I was like, girl, I would have said, all right then, bitch. I'll be out. All right then, because you mad. You want to feel away. You don't know if this going to be your last time seeing me. Shoot, something could happen on my plane and all this and that. And you want to act a fool because you ain't getting your way. All right, at least let me make sure my mama's straight. Jeez, Louise, I told you I'll be back. Goodness gracious. And so he says that he's at a place where he's just tired of hearing her talk about her mama. My mom, my mom, my mom, my mom, my mom. He was like, you need to figure it out. Get it together. Get it together. She's like, all right. She was like, well, I'm finna go. Number one, I'm finna go. Can you take me to the airport? He told her, no, she need to call an Uber. Girl, he's so petty. He is so petty. But let me tell y'all, Amara, once again, is even more confused because she just don't know what she gonna do. So we'll see how this gonna play out for Miss Amara, honey. Let's go ahead and get back to Miss Shelah and her mama, because she ends up meeting up with her mom. And while she's with her mom, she speaks on how she was the only black person in her household because her mom ended up marrying a white man. And she actually has a white sister. So she was the outcast in the household. And she just, I couldn't imagine being in that house. So your mama already probably don't know how to relate to you, don't know how to do your hair or anything like that, but she knows that she loves you because you came from her. At the same time, she's getting weird looks like, is that her child? Did she adopt this baby? Like, girl, just a whole mess. And she said that she told her mom at times she felt like she wasn't wanted because she was the outcast. So as she grew up, she took a lot of her anger and how she was feeling about herself or whatever, the issues, she took it out on her mom. So she was really rude and disrespectful to her mom. And she apologized to her for that. And that was really nice. She also opened up to her to let her know, like, listen, I suffered a miscarriage. I didn't kind of like how dismissive she was a little bit about it, but I guess she just didn't want to dive deeper into that to, start crying about it again. She was like, I'll tell you, I'm okay now, but, I had a miscarriage or whatever like that. And, when I was pregnant, I just thought about you. And I was like, wow, mothers go through a lot. I kind of wanted her to just sit there in that moment and they have a bonding moment, whatever that looks like. But it seems like, I guess they were having that bonding moment at that time with her just being so open with her mom about her feelings and her mom being receptive to everything that she had to say. But her mom never mentioned anything about whether she did treat her like an outcast or if that was intentional, if that wasn't intentional. Didn't hear much of an apology, but it was more so, I guess Shelah didn't want that. She wanted to give her mom the apology. And that's just what that was. And to also acknowledge her mom for who she was to her and how she put up with her BS as a teenager. Okay, so that was that, honey. And then lastly, we got Miss Florence. Miss Florence come over to her shop. Y'all know she's trying to get this beauty bar open. Who comes over? Her sister. See, this is where it be getting good and cute. So she said she noticed her husband been acting a little shady. Okay, say my name, say my name. The one is around you, say, baby, I love you. If you ain't my nigga, say my name. So her husband's acting all shady or whatever, and calling me baby. So she said he not hanging with the kids like he used to or whatever. So she's talking to her sister. Her sister said, do you think he probably out there doing something? And she was like, yeah, girl, I do think that he out there doing something. She was like, okay, well, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but something been going on because he already smashed my girlfriend. And she was like, he did what? She was like, he been my girlfriend. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, it happened recently. I wasn't going to say nothing, but he smashed my girlfriend. And I'm just like, why would you not say anything? Maybe you already know how your sister act. If you tell her something she don't want to hear. So it's like, girl, I'm not even going to say this. So how did you have that conversation with your girl? With your girlfriend if she messing with your sister's husband? How did that go? Did you just decide to not say anything as well? Was you just going to be quiet? What was that about? And this happened recently. So did y'all get into an argument, girl? Did you check her? Did you check him for your sister and tell him that he needs to tell your sister before you do? Like, what was the dynamics of that? Hopefully we'll get the rest of that conversation on next week, honey, because we dang sure did not get it tonight, okay? But it definitely leads us to a really entertaining storyline. I will say that. But that's all I got, y'all. I'm Jamie, that's me, honey. Leave your thoughts and your comments down below on how you felt about the latest episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Okay, I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.